Hong Kong is home to various cuisines, cultures, and an astonishing 7.4 million people. However, it is also a city with over 1.3 million people living below the poverty line, struggling to survive in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Hong Kong's wealth gap has widened significantly, with the richest household earning 44 times what the poorest are. Through a survey that we conducted, we found out that students in island school are quite unaware of hunger in Hong Kong, with 20% of them thinking that hunger in Hong Kong wasn't a major issue. But in reality, although Hong Kongers aren't necessarily starving, over 4,000 people can't afford 3 nutritious meals a day, and over 70,000 people don't have fruits and vegetables every day.
I would have thought in Hong Kong poverty is a significant issue.
I find it one of the most important, significant issues in Hong Kong because it's been talked a lot by the government and by the people in Hong Kong. So I feel like it is definitely a major issue that people should be dealing with.
I would say the people most affected by poverty are the rank and file Hong Kongers who live in very small accommodation. Their wages are not great and the cost of living is very, very high.
Like probably elderly, people in cage homes because it's really hard for them to support themselves. If they don't have any other family to support them, then it's very hard for them to support and get money.
The 6 groups that are most affected by poverty are residents of subdivided flats, low-income workers, women, children, the elderly, and ethnic minorities.
I think you said it. I think awareness is the key. How we treat people with cleaners, how we treat people that do what we would consider to be menial tasks. We could start to influence this generation to realise we're all first-class citizens and see where we go from there.
There are groups in island school that are doing something now and have done previously, so and island school is doing something about it, but if it's actually doing anything or affecting the final outcome is the question.
I don't know if I'd say island school students, I think people in general. UIP last week, have a look at the food that's left lying around and things are just abandoned. I don't think that we're properly aware of what we're doing to the environment, and I don't think we're focusing on our own waste. We talk about green week, we talk about switching lights off, but we're quite prepared just to walk away and leave things to blow in the wind.
Yes, like plastic cutlery from the cafeteria as well. Yeah, if they don't want it, they won't eat it and then it will just get dumped.
I'm not aware of what the Hong Kong government has done. I'm aware of what some of the students have done in terms of poverty.
Not really.
No.
Yeah, I did it as my Year 6 exhibition and I went on a food bread run. I also went to go visit the Food Angel kitchen.
The Hong Kong government has organized a pension scheme to help prevent the wealth gap from widening any further, because as recently mentioned, elderly people are one of the most vulnerable groups in Hong Kong due to the lack of retirement protection. Secondly, the government has set up a poverty line of $4,000, has set aside 36.7 billion Hong Kong dollars for 2019 as an alleviation measure, and also has launched schemes which provide a safety net for those who are unable to support themselves financially. To take action for hunger in Hong Kong, 2 members of our group took part in a bread run, as previously mentioned by Rachel, which involves volunteers picking up leftover bread from selected bakeries and delivering it to their warehouse, where it will be distributed to organizations and people in need the next day. Our group wanted to find out how significant hunger is in one of the world's poorest countries, Cambodia. Although Cambodia's poverty rates have halved from 53% in 2004 to 20.5% in 2011, a large number of Cambodians are still at risk of poverty, as just the loss of 2.3 Hong Kong dollars per day in their income would throw about 3 million people back into poverty, doubling the poverty rate to 40%.